Audience, at this time, please rise for the presentation of colors, the Pledge of Allegiance, and the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's colors are presented by the Edmond North High School Air Force Junior ROTC Honor Guard. Tonight's color guard team is Lead Guard Cadet Staff Sergeant Alex Thornton. Carrying the American flag is Cadet Captain Riley Limkeman. Carrying the Oklahoma flag is Cadet Senior Airman Madison Eck. And tonight's rear guard is Cadet Senior Airman Brody Blevins. Leading the Pledge of Allegiance will be Allison Pope, Senior Class Vice President. And the national anthem will be performed by our amazing Santa Fe band under the direction of Mr. Dane Romano.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Thank you. You may be seated. Welcome to the commencement ceremony for Edmond Santa Fe High School for the graduating class of 2022. As we begin, I would like to introduce some important people who have helped make today possible. Our Edmond Schools Administration, Superintendent Dr. Angela Mills Grunwald. We have two school board members with us tonight, Mrs. Cynthia Benson and Mrs. Courtney Hobgood. The assistant principals of Edmond Santa Fe, Mrs. Catherine Johnston, Mr. Dave Gibson, Ms. Stephanie Hansen, and Mrs. Lisa Adams. Santa Fe Athletic Director, Andrew Rasmussen. Our Santa Fe counselors, Mrs. Erin Bickle, Mrs. Kelly Cook, Mrs. Deanna Fleck, Mrs. Herkeisha Hardy, Mrs. Linda Hood, Mrs. Lisa Arsenal, Mrs. Megan Klein, and our school psychologist, Mrs. Mandy Nispeka. We are very fortunate to have two amazing senior class sponsors, Mrs. Alyssa Friesen and Miss Sue Newman. Helping us tonight at graduation is a new tradition we are starting this year at Edmond Santa Fe. Our junior attendants are those students with the highest GPA in the class of 2023. Students, please stand and be recognized at this time if you are a junior attendant. We appreciate your assistance as row leaders and event staff for our ceremony. Up in the press box, we would like to thank Mr. Kyle Hawkins and our event broadcasting students. They are providing the live stream for today's ceremony. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge a very dedicated group, the faculty and staff of Santa Fe High School. Thank you to the faculty and staff for your attendance today as we honor and celebrate the class of 2022. Santa Fe faculty and staff, please stand and be recognized at this time. We also want to acknowledge the leaders of Boulevard Academy and Project Hope for supporting the academic needs and career goals of our students. The principal of Boulevard is Mr. Jeff Nimco. And our two Boulevard counselors, Miss Kelly Bayouth and Miss Lisa Wright. At this time, I would like to recognize all in the audience who work in the field of education. Would you please stand? I also want to recognize some other adults and also some students worthy of special recognition. If you are a parent, grandparent, or guardian of one of these seniors, please stand and be recognized at this time. Thank you. The Edmond community proudly supports our country's men and women in uniform. With that in mind, I would like to ask that the guests in our audience who are veterans, those who currently serve as members of the armed forces, and those graduating seniors who have enlisted to serve, please stand and be recognized. Class of 2022 senior class officers, please stand at this time. Today is a celebration of the excellence of the class of 2022. We are celebrating what they have accomplished during their time at Edmond Santa Fe High School. The first group of graduates we would like to acknowledge are our valedictorians. The valedictorians are students who have the highest rank in the graduating class and have made all A's during their high school career. Class of 2022 valedictorians, please stand and be recognized at this time. Our salutatorians are our graduates who have the next highest rank in the graduating class. They have earned all A's except for one class during their high school career. Salutatorians, please stand and be recognized at this time. Santa Fe has 4 graduates who are recognized as National Merit finalists: Emma Bradley, Jacqueline Fan, Brandon Robertiello, and Mateo Lazarte. Please stand and be recognized. Students become members of the National Honor Society based on academic achievement, positive character, and ongoing service to the community. NHS members qualify to wear white stoles, and NHS officers qualify to wear gold stoles in tonight's graduation. Would our National Honor Society members and officers please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Students who have won individual or team awards in fine arts, which includes band, orchestra, vocal music, speech and debate, or drama, please stand and be recognized at this time. Students who have won individual or team awards, or if you are in track, tennis, or baseball and are going to win more tomorrow, please stand and be recognized at this time. All the other athletes, you still need to stand up too. That wasn't just for tennis, baseball, and track. All athletes, stand up at this time. Thank you. Students who have participated in career programs with FACS, DECA, FFA, BPA, TSA, or FCCLA, please stand and be recognized at this time. If you are a member of our robotics program, please stand at this time. Students who have won individual or team awards in an academic competition, please stand. Okay, this is going to be a big group. Students, if you have participated in Double Wolf Dare Week over the last 4 years to raise over $900,000 for local nonprofit organizations, please stand. Students who have received scholarships or financial aid to attend a college program or a career program, please stand. And parents, we're not sure of the exact amount, but that number of students just standing represents close to $10 million in scholarships. Students who have had a parent graduate from Santa Fe or one of the other Edmond high schools prior to your graduation tonight, please stand. Some of these students have stoles on in recognition of the fact that they are a second generation or third generation student who has graduated from Edmond schools. Many Santa Fe students participate in community service outside of school. Students who have completed 100 or more documented hours of community service qualify to wear the black and white community service cord at today's graduation. Please stand and be recognized if you have a community service cord. At this time, it is my great honor to present our first valedictorian speech by Ms. Jacqueline Fan.
Webster's Dictionary defines a fever dream as a vivid experience that's easily remembered due to its strangeness. I've spent 4 years at Santa Fe now, and it seems like it's been a fever dream, but in the best way possible. We started in the freshman academy and experienced our first football games, first double of Derrick, first of our favorite intercom announcements by Mr. Hayes that were always very brief, and other first memories as a class. Then we became sophomores. Our schedules were busier, we learned how to maneuver through the main cafeteria, and fortunately, we didn't get picked on as much. But I think we were all just looking forward to driving and finally becoming upperclassmen. Junior year was a stressful time for all of us. Between taking AP tests and having to navigate growing up, we faced high expectations and were forced to live up to them, even during a pandemic. Thankfully, senior year has been amazing, just as I hoped. We bonded with our friends while we went through our final football games, final double of Derrick, and final Protect the Pack announcement. And now, we're finally graduating. I think that deserves a round of applause. The Danish philosopher Kierkegaard once said, "Life can only be understood backwards, but it must be lived forwards." Sometimes we don't realize how quickly a moment can become a memory. We think we're letting go of our happiness when we're really just stepping outside of our comfort zone. When I think about the times that I spent in high school, I feel like I only remember the good ones. And I learned a lot of lessons too. Even though I had to quit orchestra because of an injury, I'm thankful I met so many friends that I will always keep in touch with. And taking a first hour class every year was really, really hard because it was so early. But now I know I'm going to avoid 8 a.m.s at all costs in college. And there were so many times when all I could think about was what came next. A math test, a school break, or what I was going to do with my future. But I'm grateful that through it all, I've learned to be intentional with living in the present. So, like Webster's Dictionary, you could call my fever dream at Santa Fe strange. But I think we should all be thankful that we ended up here together. Out of everyone that's ever existed, we had the chance to spend 4 years together that shaped us. And I'm lucky to have met you all. Like Andy Bernard wisely said in the final episode of The Office, "I wish there was a way to know you were in the good old days before you actually left them." But I don't think Andy was right about that. I don't think we're leaving our good days now. I think we're just getting started. Thank you. I would love to get a picture with the class of 2022 really quick. Over here. In here. Thank you. I'm so happy to introduce our next amazing speaker, Edward Box.
Wow. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Let's hear it one more time for Jacqueline in that amazing speech. Good evening, class of 2022. I am extremely honored and humbled to have been given this wonderful opportunity to address you all on this momentous occasion in all of our lives. I'd like to start off by sharing a story with you. It's a part of my story. My mother was born and raised in abject poverty in Mexico, which looks starkly different from what poverty in the US does. This has always made visiting my grandparents a truly enlightening experience. My buito and buita live in a small concrete structure with a tin roof. There is a singular door in the entire house, and it's to the bathroom. There are no windows, only holes my grandmother made herself by taking a hammer and nails and busting holes in the concrete wall. The summers are hot, the winters are cold, and the house is not insulated in any way. They have no hot water, which means freezing cold showers at all times of the year. They just recently painted the outside of this concrete structure for Christmas in the ugliest teal color I have ever seen. And they absolutely love it. Despite all these things that might seem like misfortunes, my mom's family are the happiest people I have ever met. This used to always perplex me. It seems completely backwards that the people who seemingly have nothing actually have everything because they are always happy. My family helped me see that the joy we feel has little to do with the circumstances of our lives and everything to do with the focus of our lives. For my mom and her family, the main focus of their lives is family. Their relationships with one another are the most important thing to them. I'd like to expound on that point and say that human connections are the most valuable things we can have. Towards the ends of people's lives, often their biggest regrets are not spending enough time with their friends and family. This, along with the example of my family, has helped me see that placing value on work and material things over people and good relationships reaps unhappiness. Any trade for good human relationships is a bad trade. So, as we prepare to close this chapter of the book of our lives, and I reflect on what I'm going to take away from my high school experience, I realize that I'm not really going to remember or even care about any of the grades that I got. What I am going to remember is the time that I played with my band at Wolfstock and at my sister's quinceañera. I am going to remember the time that my friend and I tried to watch pirated movies on his phone in Oklahoma history. And I am going to remember that time that my friends and I tried to make waffles in my math teacher's class without getting caught. We failed miserably, by the way. Now, I'd ask all of you to reflect on the important moments of your high school career. Maybe it was, I don't know, puking at the end of a cross-country race, or getting rained on during last year's graduation, or losing your voice after yelling for an entire football game in the student section. These are the important moments of high school that are worth more than any test we ever took. So congratulations, class of 2022. I wish you all the best of luck in all your future endeavors. Thank you. It is now my great privilege and honor to introduce our next speaker, the one, the only, David Demanja.
Can we give one more hand of applause for that amazing and personal speech by Edward Box? Class of 2022, look at the person to your left and look at the person to your right. Before we walk across the stage and say farewell, it is important to reflect on the past before we begin this new chapter of life. A small spark can start a great fire. And when I think about our high school experience, I think about candles. Freshman year, we were finding our flame, getting involved in extracurricular activities and trying to talk to upperclassmen and teachers. We were searching for our spark through the unfamiliar darkness. We got to experience Santa Fe excellence when we witnessed both a volleyball and baseball state title run. And we might have one more on the way. The Wolfpack became more than a student section. It was a family. Sophomore year, we found that spark, but it was a small flame. And we met some resistance, such as AP classes, varsity and JV athletics, and overall trying to balance our school and personal lives. Despite the wind resistance, we continue to stay lit. Clap it up for that. COVID, however, became a tornado, ready to dim our flame down to the wick of the candle. But during the lowest points of our lives, living in isolation, we became more ignited than ever. We pushed through the A and B schedule and those dreadful virtual days. We learned how to adapt. We learned how to persevere. And when the world was most divided, we came together and protected the pack. With each gust, we continued to burn greatness. And then senior year finally arrived. We let that flame unleash, and what was once a small spark turned into a wildfire. Together, we howled louder than ever. Seniors, if we could overcome the inevitable struggles of high school while in the midst of a pandemic, then who is to say we cannot overcome the inevitable struggles life will throw our way? As we enter this new chapter of life, let's remember everything we have endured to sit in this seat. I do not know what the future holds or what we should expect to see, but I do know this. Each of us has the ability to go into the world and make a difference. As cliche as that sounds, allow me to use Double Wolf Day Week as an example. Throughout our 4 years of high school, we have raised $931,567 for multiple nonprofit organizations. So let me say this again. Together, we can make a difference. Whether you are going to college, pursuing a career, or just taking life one step at a time, I want you to remember you have the ability to achieve anything you want when you put your whole heart into it. When you feel alone, just remember, a wolf is never alone. We protect the pack and we carry the flame to ignite the next generation. So, just like I said in the beginning, the largest fires start from a tiny spark. That same spark is within you. So what are you going to do to set your dreams on fire? Thank you. Now, since this is our last time in old-fashioned Coach White style, when I say we are, you say wolves. We are. We are. We are. And now it's my honor to introduce our amazing principal, Mr. Hayes. Thank you.
Parents and grandparents, I hope you will appreciate this. It's Friday the 13th, and the seniors are about to get some advice from a guy named Jason. No hockey mask included, though. As the class of 2022 arrives at this important milestone called graduation, I want to take a moment to say thank you to our students. I have never worked with a group of students that are so resilient, so flexible, and so positive in spite of what is happening all around them. The accomplishments of each of these students cannot be understated. 3 of their years in high school have been negatively impacted by a worldwide pandemic, yet they have persevered to arrive at this day of graduation. Students, as you prepare to move forward to what is next, please do not forget where you came from. At Santa Fe, when someone leaves, whether that person is a student, teacher, or staff member, and no matter whether that person was a part of Santa Fe for 1 day, for 4 years, or for 29 years, which is how long we've been open, we have a saying, once a wolf, always a wolf. As you graduate, please remember to act like a wolf in how you approach life. What does that mean, to act like a wolf? Well, this is by no means a scientific definition, but I found a description on the internet, so it must be true, right? I am a wolf. It's my nature to be kind, gentle, and loving. But know this, when it comes to matters of protecting my friends, family, and heart, don't trifle with me, for I'm also the most powerful and relentless creature you will ever know. Pretty good definition, huh? In acting like a wolf, you also learn to protect the pack. No wolf is expected to survive on their own. They do it together. Likewise, you are not alone. As you rely on yourself, also remember to rely on your friends and your family to be there, and then also be there for them. It is never too late to offer help to others, and it is never too late to ask for help from others. Audrey Hepburn was known both as a famous actress and also as a successful humanitarian for her work in helping to reduce hunger, war, and illness throughout the world. In her humanitarian work, she often commented both on the importance of helping others and also not giving up on yourself. For example, she once said, "People, even more than things, have to be restored, renewed, revived, reclaimed, and redeemed. Never throw out anyone." She also said, "The best thing to hold on to in life is each other." And then she also said, "Nothing is impossible because the word itself says, I'm possible." So remember, class of 2022, you are and will always be wolves. Believe in what is possible, stay connected to your friends and family, and be willing to help others in your day-to-day experiences. Congratulations on your graduation from Edmond Santa Fe High School. Seniors, would you please stand? Dr. Grunwald, would you please come forward? Dr. Grunwald, as principal of Santa Fe High School, it is an honor to certify that these seniors standing before you have satisfied all the graduation requirements set forth by Edmond schools and the state of Oklahoma. On behalf of Santa Fe High School administration and faculty, I am recommending these students to you for the awarding of their diplomas.
Thank you, Mr. Hayes. As a superintendent of Edmond schools, I ask, based on your certification, that you call to stage and present individually these students their diploma. Congratulations, seniors.
Seniors, you may be seated as we begin the awarding of your diplomas.
Titus Alexander Bass. Reagan Lorene Gist. Allison Nicole Pope. London Olivia Harper. Preston Edward Salome. Jacqueline Chen Fan. David Akunji Demanja. Edward Alexander Box. Aiden Benjamin Box. Malak Hassan Akor. Elijah Jess Allen. Madeline Grace Bond. Emma Grace Bradley. Damon Joseph Corvello. Kylie Rose Dom. Grace Ann Davis. Hallie Marie Erickson. Adedola Omoyeni Fakea. Avery Elizabeth Foster. Cameron Marette Frazier. Oliver Alexander Gomez. C. Min Guan. Neha Guraswamy.
Elise Nicole Hale. Claire Alexandra Hall. Lauren Brooke Hamilton. Joshua Patrick Hawkins. Cherith Joy Helstern. Arlie Daniela Hernandez. Grace Catherine Hibbs. Miranda Jean Hybe. Jaden Pearl Hazel. Jordan Gianna Hunter. Miranda Autumn Kennedy. Van Thee Lang. Alyssa Yanni Lam. Jenna Elaine Lucas. Cecilia Young Lee. Christina Elaine Lyon. Rebecca Michelle McGrew. Joel Stephen Wharton. Jasleen Elizabeth Nagra. Caleb Joshua Newberry. Kevin Ontine Wynn. Paul Woke Wynn.
Creed Robert Pettit. Micah John Regier. Catherine Elizabeth Ripley. Annika Bella Samuel. Paige Leanne Seknica. Rita Ahmed Sheikh. Kinley Grace Stockton. Mateo Sebastian Sabieta Lazarte. Reagan Van Starburn. Tyler James White. Jesse Emmanuel Wilbanks. Jessica Zaleka. Elise Corinne Diamond. Emma Elizabeth Dye. Noah Rayhan Hawk. Raymond Rebai Illigan. Hallie Gabriel Manuel. Michaela Kane McGrew. Ashton Thomas Rapke. Olivia Keishel Newton.
Trinity Alford. Miriam Amin. Singu An. Alishba Asif. Aaron Naoma Bernard. Jonathan Matthias Blatt. Allison Kathleen Bobert. Caitlin Lee Branson. Peyton Logan Briggs. Adley Elijah Bufford. Isabella Lane Chartier. Justin Seungwon Choi. Megan Nicole Clark. Lucas Mason Clifton. Rachel Elizabeth Coons. Pearson Gates Darty. Kylie Carmen Day. Riley Rosalie Day. Jemiah Renee Dennis. Nicolette Alexandra Ducombe. Reagan Grace Evans. Taryn Hannah Fleck. Nathan Solomon Fu. Carson Lee Freeman. Taylor K. Frost. Isabella Maria Yanakopoulos. Abigail Kathleen Greenway. Riley Joe Groves. Neha Gudapati.
Camden Lee Hayworth. Kaylee Jade Haygood. Tony Hong. Alexis Juliana House. Annabelle Marie Hurst. Karen Spencer Isel. John Mark Jardine. Jaden Alexis Jefferson. Jaden Danielle Knight. Kylie Lynn Kramer. Addison Michaela Larson. Mason James Lee. Susan Luck. Julie Madison Looper. Zachary Taylor McKelvey. Marley Brianne McKinley. Caleb Brian Moore. Abraham Muhammad. Elijah Isaac Morgan. Keldon Sherrod Morgan. Sarah Jessica Morgan. Ethan Matthew Moat. Anna Chuan Nguyen. Carter William North.
Sarah Chiamaka Onahua. Ariana Daisha Osborne. Emily Renee Pendorf. Scott Sullivan Pfeiffer. Stephen Davis Porter. Ashley Florence Privat. Claudia Beatrice Rangel. Madeline June Rasmussen. Allison Kelly Reed. Michael Uwe Reeves. Caleb Michael Rawling. Ryan Raquel Ross. Cameron London Schick. Marianne Elizabeth Seabrook. Solomon Mudassar Shaw. Tabry Kirk Shetron. Talon Hardy Shetron. Ethan Carl Smith. Elias Declan Spencer. Eden Tiara Stormo.
Jaden Alexander Thomas. Brandon Michael Robert Tiello. Maddie Grace Timken. Emily Hong Da Mi Tran. Emily Ann Trethway. Alexa Ann Trotter. Brendan Marcus Waymuller. Joshua Wayne Whitehead. Jaden Cole Wiggers. Tanner Allen Williams. Cameron Jameer Woodard. Michael Thomas Yost. Hadil Nabil Abughazali. Mia Lynn Acevedo. Joe Lloyd Adams. Alondra Jacqueline Aguayo. Ibrahim Mohammed Al-Qasimli. Elijah James Alden. Michaela Denise Alderson. Landon Christopher Alexander. Kamira Carlia Allah. Aaron Anthony Allen. Desi Ona Saray Allen. Isabella Nicole Alvarado. Ulysses Alvarado. Amber Kaylin Alvarez. Enzo Antonio Arcamone. Destiny Kiara Armstrong. Quintrell Emmanuel Armstrong. Micah Nijamor Ayate. Omari Tion Basie. Brooke Ann Bailey. Joseph Lynn Banks. Christopher Manuel Barba. Kason Hunter Bartok. Corwin Alexander Beard. Anthony Bedoya Acosta. Miriam Belgassam. Braden J. Ryan Berry. Blake Alfonso Bibbs. Megan Elizabeth Belemowitz. Zane Aaron Burtz. Corey Lynn Boljak. Matthew Douglas Borer. Madison Grace Bradford. Destiny Dawn Bradshaw. Larissa Janelle Branscombe. Daniel Joseph Brewer Jr. Lauren Alyssa Brogan. Jaden Araya Brown. Maria Alexis Brown. Riley Paul Brown. Sailor Jane Brown. Isabel Ellen Bryant. Brianna Haley Bunel. Haley Grace Marie Burkett. Joshua Brandon Burr. Ashton Paul Butler. Riley Aaron Callan. Dante Grayson Calvin. Nathaniel Allen Camacho. Luke Richard Campbell. Bryce Keegan Capiello. Sandra Carapia Lopez. Torrance Siobhan Caraway. Mallory Marie Carver. Logan Daniel Cassidy. Aubrey Jordan Cassie. Eric Vincent Chamberlain. Cade Richard Chancellor. Gavin Dale Chapman. Briley Renee Christensen. Cedric Renard Kristen Jr. Alan Daniel Cipriano. Aiden Grace Clark. Dominic Anthony Clark. Patrick Trey Clark. Josiah Christopher Costin. Dylan Dewan Cohey. William Elijah Cohoon. Brianna Lorene Coker. Ahmad Jamal Coleman. Ari Sky Collette. Jada Michelle Colquitt. Ezekiel David Compton. Noah Austin Connolly. Nadia Gabby Contreras. Tony Mariela Contreras. Simon Blaine Cook. Caleb Del Corona. Jasmine Lynn Cortez. Aiden James Couch. Cameron Rice Couch. Amari Nicole Coulter. Corbin Tate Crawford. Maya Nikayla Regine Crawford. Devin Tamar Crittenden. Richard Michael Adkins Crittenden. Kylie Rain Cummings. Aiden Faik Kumpiman. Tiffany Shaless Dalrymple. Jalen LaShawn Michael Daniel. Aiden Russell Daniels. August Caitlin Michelle Davy. Jordan Janelle Lejean Davis. Tamam Abdallah Dawood. Javante Craig Dawson. Susanna DeFrancisco. Mariana Pearl Dobbins. Isis Naturel Donaldson. Colin Liam Donnelly. Anaya Danae Douglas. Liam Tate Ager. Kiana LaShawn Edens Petty. Madison Lee Edwards. Taya Leilani Crittenden. Sarah Ahmad Elsher. Mara Mason Elgregny. Kobe Christopher Emmerich. Kaylee Bell Esquivel. Gonzalo Udave Lopez. Angela Alessandra Fellini Yanez. Brooke Isabel Ferguson. Andrew Federhoff. Corey Dion Travell Finch II. Miles Kincaid Fisher Jones. Kendall Marguerite Fleck. Aaron Marquise Fleming. Ripley K. Ford. Wesley Dean Four. Eric Andrew Foster. Nicholas Clyde Foster. Bailey Renee Fowler. Christina Alessandra Frattinger. Ashlyn Marcel Freeman. Mars Rachel Fuller. Titus Matthew Fuller. Lauren Nicole Gabbard. Alyssa Delaney Galvin. Mia Gadalea Gamata. Ryan Keith Ganaway. Mizelle Garcia. Charity Chanel Garfield. Amir Ahmed Ghazal. Seth William Gideon. Sade Pearl Gilbert. Carson Cruz Glass. Lucy Bell Glover. Kiwan Lorraine Goff. Ayana Nesia Marie Golson. Sadivel Diana Gonzalez Marcano. Vera Monica Gordy. Mackay Anthony Graham. Adrian Granados. Gabrielle Nicole Granillo. Danny Ray Green Jr. Kaylin Cecilia Gunn. Malia Annalise Gutierrez. Abraham Lamayan Gutu. Conrad Javier Guy.
Balik Tawit Werku Habtamu. Tylen Audrey Haynes. Dylan Luke Harden. Damon Lamont Harvey. Olivia Troy Harvey. Brandon Allen Haywood. Kaylin Dawn Hermes. Colin Vincent Hickok. Scott Parker Hilburn. Hadley Beth Hill. Brandon LaRon Cameron Hines. Nicholas Max Hickson. Bryant Holloway Jr. Alexa Page Holmes. Joshua Michael Hudkins. Jet Stephen Humphrey. Emma Lucille Hutchison. Anderson Chi Nguyen. Cass Inman. Blakely Simone Jackson. Noah Rayshawn Jackson. Razak and Brian Jackson Jr. Kamani Liddell James. Elliot Germone Jethro. Stephen Alexander Jimenez. Cale Andrew Johnson. Faith Nicole Johnson. Gabriel Tyrese Johnson. Janiyah Alain Johnson. John Robert Johnson. Kaylee Peyton Johnson. Taryn Alexis Johnson. Bryce Warner Jones. Wait. Darius Devon Jones. Logan Hayes Jones. Riley Sinclair Jones. Leslie Juarez. Zane Tyler Justice. Corinne Danielle Karim. Brenna Danae Kearney. Kylie Cal Grace King. Jason Tong Koo. Trevor Jake Knight. Audrey Lynn Krasinski. Hayden Michael LaFollette. Keith Stephen Lake. Cole Ryan Lankin. Tristan Nicole Lane. Paige Bianca LaPlante. Nicholas David Lassiter. Dustin Lee. Alyssa Marie Leslie. Cameron Allen Levy. Tyler Jordan Lewis. Siobhan Cortez Liggins Jr. Christian Eric Lemus. Gideon Michael Linscomb. Madison Diane Little. Ajane Nicole Lofton. Elizabeth K. Lohner. Cayman Kyle Lowe. Colin Lee. Grant Michael Mahaney. Haley Brooke Mansfield. Brick Anthony Mason. Marshall Blake MacArthur. Brooke Alexis McCoy. Sierra Elizabeth McCoy Griffin. Joseph Perry McGlon III. Madeline Jean McGrath. Anthony Michael McGuire. Lydia Marie McKelvey. Keon Ryan McKinney. Jackson Drew Metters. Cameron Michelle Metters. Andre Manuel Medina. Trevor Wayne Mendenhall. Isaiah Dion Matoyer. Jacob Dean Meyer. Jillian Joy Mahalik. Caden Slayton Mills. Abiana Ake Maruku. Caleb Aaron Mitchell. Camille DeJohn Mitchum. Sammy Hassan Muhammad. Quentin Thomas Montgomery. Nalon Amani Jewel Moore Griffin. Tori Ray Marini. Darfus DJ Murray Jr. Sydney Devon Myers. Kimberly Delilah Navarro. Eltremaine Neal III. Jaden Tayshawn Neff. Parsa Reezy Nakui. Ava J. Newby. Thomas Ryan Newby. Brandon Augustus Wynn. Monica Tom Wynn. Bobby Mungay Jiroji. Marcus Mateo Nogueras. Gabriel Ali Noon.
Amir Rashawn Odom. Faith Omenagawan Obaid. Kenneth Justin Ogles. Michael Alexander Olia. Kiana Ogeen. Neandra Graciela Olivares. Saber Alexander Kayan Ortega. Ashley Jean Ortiz. Jessica Ariana Ozzie. Austin William Painter. Noah McNally Park. Rafid Ruthro Parvez. Ethan Douglas Paulson. Zane Barrett Paulson. Clara Samantha Payne. Grace Hope Person. Caleb Anthony Phillips. Elijah James Phillips. Curtis Jared Matthew Poe. Kyron Charles Pollard. Diana Caroline Price. Drew Franklin Qualls. Lane Stephen Reganey. Trevor Allen Ragland. Alejandra Fabiola Ramos Mejia. James David Ramsauer. Sochita Wang. Alyssa Ellen Reed. Micah Grace Reba. Nylinda Octavia Red Eagle. Caleb Michael Reese. LeBlanc Tremont Reeves Jr. Raphael Thomas Martinez Reeves. Samuel Allen Reeves. William Glenn Rice. Colin David Richardson. Josiah Blaine Richardson. Omar Lamont Richmond. Kyson Bazel Robb. Brooke Lynn Robertson. Camille Michelle Robinson. Jasmine Lene Robinson. Robin Deontay Robinson II. Dylan Scott Rogers. Alex Olivia Rogers. Daniel Gabriel Romero. Esperanza Renee Rosales. Jacob James Ross. Connor Aaron Rudy. Ryan Joseph Rustin. Caleb James Rutherford. Isaiah John Salas. Melanie Salazar Reyes. Hugo Sanchez. Colton Thomas Sandifer. Nakaya Danielle Sanders. Sydney Joy Sanders. Francesca Janet Santana Garcia. Dominic Manuel Sarmiento. Braden Allen Schlegel. Caitlin Elizabeth Schock. Logan James Seeley. Taylor Elizabeth Selke. Krona Lee Sessions. Lindsay Renee Sherman. Sadie Blake Schuler. Cademan Moore Smith. Colson Lane Smith. Caden Ashton Soderquist. Jaden Shiree Somerville. Jaden Michael Sparks. Emily Marie Stevens. Micah Dante Stevenson. Allison Joe Stitt. Luke Jared Sturm. Serenity Ann Sublett.
Ray Tobby. Anaya Rachel Nicole Taft. Gracie Marie Taft. Cooper Tahir Mandarjani. Malet Tamarat. Jonathan Andrew Taylor. Matthew Stephen Thomas. DeKaylee Talera Thompson. Mackenzie Ray Thompson. Savannah Joe Teets. Jacob Allen Tiller. Tyree Sharon Tillman. Jaylyn Eugene Tucker. Chineri Nicole Ume. Brianna Dawn Urbach. Geronimo Raul Urrutia. Grant Thomas Van Vuren. Isabella Danielle Vanneman. Danielle Aiden Vaughn. Jacob Twy Vu. William Ryan Wagner. Hamza Jaral Wahid. Kaylin Grace Wallace. Kinsey Janae Ward. Matthew Warren Ward. Riley Leanne Watkins. Isabel Suzette Watson. Jada Lynn Watson. Sabrina London Webb. Colston J. Weber. Florence Adelie Weldon. Lucas Anthony West. Claire Noel Weston. Jackson Logan Westphalen. Madison Grace Whalen. Adonis Jaden Whitby II. Demarius Jaquai Wiley. Cambry Madison Williams. Kylie Ann Williams. Lance Bernard Williams. Luke Owen Williams. Tiffany Dawn Williams. Caitlin Lorraine Wilson. Jawan Shamant Wilson. Josiah Elisha Wilson. Andrew Matthias Wood. Andrew Casey Woods. Devin Marie Woods. Kristen Lamar Woolfolk.
Ashton Noel Mukes.
Jorge Laura. Caitlin Autumn Yeager. Laura Abigail Yeager. Mackenzie K. Eward. Rayon Youssef. Kathleen Liz Percival. Jackson Edward Hankins. Stephen Bao Wynn. Jacob Owen Compton. Kai Monique Callender. Camden Lynn Greenhaw. Marcus Jock Lanier. Logan James Stroll.
was it? Oh, sorry. Class officers of 2023, please join me on stage. You officers are now officially the leaders of the pack. Congratulations.
Okay, seniors, I need to remind you of one more thing. We still have one more week of school. So we'll see you early on Monday morning as we begin our final week of school. But at this time, if you could please stand. And if you could move your tassel from the right to the left. And you are now officially graduates of Santa Fe High School.